Happy Halloween!
Didn't even get to cross.
Hey everyone, ZaiZoe here. Welcome to my channel. Back with another great video and a happy Halloween to all of you from my family. Hopefully everything went well for everyone. Everyone kept safe out there. And now time to get back into that clashing mode. In with Savage 8.9, doing some TownHall 9 attacks. And I actually enjoy TownHall 9 pushing. Out of everything, I enjoy it the most. TownHall 11, I mean, it's basically just too easy. Whatever maxed strat you have. Jesus, slipping all over my words there. Speaking of Jesus, up there in the corner, I decided that I guess I would be in call with Anime and Jesus. Oops. So, mental note to self, aside from not saying and so much, and aside from the few other things I try, I now have to remind myself, oh yes, don't be in a line call when you're recording your screen, because it sees that. But anyways, back to the TownHall 9, that's almost actually my favorite level to push. Of course, my TownHall 7 is great, but it's just not the same. Once you get onto a TownHall 9, 10, or 11, the whole pushing thing becomes a lot easier, as it's not so much about, luck, as it is just a little more skill than with TownHall 7, more about luck. You're always just hoping to catch that lucky break, hoping to find that lucky base. Same thing as TownHall 8s, they're on the borderline there because they can go into those TownHall 10 and 11s, into the center with ground, doing the Valks, and take out that TownHall. TownHall 7's a little bit more luck needed there than with the other TownHall levels, but I did find that when I went up to my TownHall 9, the clouds were much faster than they were on my TownHall 7. So when I got guys that are complaining to me about how long their clouds are at TownHall 9, yeah, it sucks. And I only know up to about the point of where my base is, right? Like ZaiZoe 2 is at about 4800s, and I can compare that at 4800s on a TownHall 9. There is no comparison. Clouds are way faster on the TownHall 9 than they are on the TownHall 7. However, at least on the 9, you can find bases that you can raid. You can pretty much take any TownHall 11 if you've got the right skills and a little bit of luck maybe, but mostly skills there. Now, of course, I've just pushed a 7 for so long, and I've been through so much, so many whaled times, so many +0 sessions, so many hours spent into it to basically just lose everything, time after time again for defense. So when I got to the TownHall 9, it was just so much more relaxed that stuff actually doesn't affect me at all on my TownHall 9. I even leave out an art base. As I've tried to tell some of you for defense, I do believe it does get you a smaller defense. For example, like today on my TownHall 7, I found, I think it was like a 10 cup offer, TownHall 8. I was on my shield. It was a show base, and I was like, well, it's a show base, I'm going to take it. Now, if it was just 8 cups, and I was on my other account, well, maybe I won't take it. Maybe I'll just leave it, because I don't want to get just 4 or 6 cups on my shield. So there are times where I swear that art base will help you out, and it does get you less defense. You're going to be 3-starred every time anyways. Pretty much every time anyways. Every base, if you're a TownHall 7, 8, or 9, be prepared that on your defense, you're mainly going to be 3-starred. That's pretty much the usual, especially the higher up you get. Now, once you start getting up to, Titans 1, Legends, mostly max TownHall 11s find you. They often don't fail. I mean, I've seen the odd guy run out of time, or, just bad luck and didn't actually 3-star you, but just the most often fluke is what it is. You go through your log after you're up by Legends or Titans 1, and the majority that have hit you will be TownHall 11s, and a lot of them will be maxed, so they'll 3-star you. So at that, what does it matter what your base is? So you might as well throw up an art base. That way if they find you, you know, they don't go, it's not worth my time for the couple of cups. Now, I could go all in and attack it, but, you know, I don't want to, it's the easy one. For some people, it's just the fact that it's the easy one. You know, it's not that they can't take a TownHall 9 for 8 cups. It's just that, it's set up. They're going to have to work for it a little bit. They might not want to. You set up the easy one and they're like, I'll take that. That's just like snipes. Everybody used to diss snipers. I've yet to meet one person that was pushing that didn't take a snipe. When you found a snipe, you took the snipe. You would also most often go for the 2 stars as well, but you always just took the snipe. And sometimes you got lucky and it was just a little sniper that couldn't 50% you. Or it didn't even bother, just took the snipe, gave you the shield, and they were back off looking for another one. So, that's how I look at your defense base anyways. And as I've told you guys in other videos before, as far as your offense goes, that's mostly what you feel comfortable with. Once you get up to that TownHall 9, 10, 11, you're pretty much unlimited to what strats you can do to gain shields, or to gain cups I should say, and to push up. Now that will vary depending on what your objection is. If you want a 3-star most of your TownHall 9s, you're probably not going to use the Baby Loon strat. But if you want to take all of the TownHall 11s, you know, you probably would use the Baby Loon strat and maybe not the Lavaloonian strat so much. Or you might go with the Dragons. I see a lot of guys are using the Ground, the Volks. It's pretty OP going in there. Pretty easy to funnel if you get it right. And they're able to get to 2 stars a lot more than the guys that are using the Air. But again, it's all on what you use, what you've gotten used to, and how you've learned to use it. You will start looking at bases differently. You will look at the base the way you attack it. And the longer you are with your strat, the better you will get with it. You know, you might be shit with it at first, but you'll eventually get there. And yeah, we accidentally said a bad word there. Oh well. But let's be honest, on the scale of good and bad, it really wasn't that bad, so. And I am currently rating on my TownHall 7, not finding a lot actually. Seeing a lot of clouds out there. And with strats, you know, with the troop combos, there are a lot of spell combos to go with those. I see a lot of people, they go with the baby dragons. You know, they use the 2 lightning, or 4 lightning, 2 EQ, take out 2 air defense, kind of come in from that side. And then some of them are carrying the golem, the king, queen. They'll go at another air defense, taking out 3 air defense. But me, I see it as, well, I'm probably going to be able to get an air defense. I mean, you know, 8 out of 10 times it seems you can get an air defense with, I mean, if that's what they're using, the golem, king, hero, sure. I seem to get in there sometimes with just the king and the queen, a couple wall breakers, I can get in to get that air defense. But then I'll take out the other air defense with 2 lightning and an EQ. And now I've got, you know, usually half the base with no air defense up on it. And that's where I'll try and carry a rage and 2 haste with me. I'll use a couple of haste to hurry some loons along as the baby dragons take some of the heat from the archer towers, and hurry those loons in there, take out the archer towers. I find it lets me take a much bigger percentage than if I go with just the 4 lightning and the 2 EQ. I find I use a little more loons than I want in spots, and I don't quite get it as good. So that's the other thing. If you are comfortable with the troops you're using and you like the troops you're using, but it's just, you know, it's maybe not quite right, you can switch up some spells. You can try a few different things. Of course, you don't want to try stuff at the wrong time. Up in Legends is not necessarily the best time to switch strats, but as long as you're paying attention and you're doing it right, you shouldn't have too much troubles. And as I was trying to explain to some in the last video how to properly manage your time, some people seem to hate clouds. Personally myself, I love clouds. Some of you guys have seen my live streams where I'll be at work and I could be in the truck, I could be in the tractor, sometimes even welding. I'll put my phone over to the side and I'll have the cloud spinning. Being that I don't see a base very often, you know, every 15-20 minutes, sometimes I hit retry. Being that once you get up to that stage, I find it much better to actually have a life while at the same time being able to search and take as much time as you can being on Clash. Bosses don't often like that, so try not to get clashing too much or caught clashing too much at work. But that's where I was also talking about how to properly manage your time, as it is a 16-hour shield, and if you're getting the 4 to 6 hours of session, that basically leaves you with a 20 to 22 hour day, usually a 22-hour day in Clash. By that, I simply mean that if you have 6 hours of shield to search on, and then you have a 16-hour shield. I said that wrong, didn't I? If you have 6 hours of Village Guard to search on, and you get a 16-hour shield, that gives you 22 hours. So that means if you started today's session at 10 p.m., now you're going to go to 4 a.m. That might be a late night. You don't actually have to go to 4 a.m. You could go to sleep at 2 a.m., right? You're not going to get attacked until 4 a.m. because you got that Village Guard on. So when you get attacked, have an art base up, hope you get 3-starred, 16 hours. It means tomorrow at 8 p.m. you're going to go in. Isn't that nice knowing that all day tomorrow you're not going to have to worry about trying to get in, trying to get a session in, trying to do anything, getting a double defense? I mean, so, you know, you repeat the next day again, you're going to get, 6 hours of time to search, and then you're going to get that, hopefully, 3-starred for your 16-hour shield. So that means tomorrow you'll start at 8 p.m. The next day you'll start at 6 p.m. And then the next day it'll be at 4 p.m., maybe even 2, depending on how that stupid Village Guard system works now. But that's where then you can, manage it into your days. If it's on a weekend, we'll maybe do a double session to get yourself back into the right time for the start of the week. So that for most of your work week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at least you're bang on. Thursday, Friday, you're starting to cut it a bit close, but by Saturday, Sunday, you can end up doing a double session, reset yourself back to the time again, and be back in those times. You do not have to be in the times that don't work for you. You can figure out a way to manage it in there. So don't forget that. Just, if the times aren't working for you, figure out what will work for you. If you work every day or you've got school every day, well, from 8 o'clock in the morning till, 3, 4, 5 p.m. is not going to be the best of times for you to have to be without a shield. So that's why maybe you should start your session really late, hold off, right? I said it's kind of hard, hold off, get in there at 10 o'clock, start it, go to 4 a.m., maybe not quite 4 a.m., stop at 2, I don't know, go to sleep, whatever. These are the things you got to do. If you want to be up there and you want to get to the top and you want to be the best, it's just things that you got to do. Some people don't realize how much time and effort pushers put in. Some people seem to think that they have absolutely no life. It's not that at all. Some people are very good at time managing and multitasking at what they do, so that does give a bit of a help. Now for me, I find that works better on my 7 because I don't want to take a lot of defense. So I want to ride between all those shield times. I want my 1 day and my 2 days shields to stretch out as long as possible so that I can link them up as much as possible. If you got your 1 week, I want to be able to use it with my 1 day, 2 day, 1 day, 2 day strat. So it all depends on what you're on. If I'm on my TownHall 9, to be perfectly honest, anytime I get a chance to search, I'm going to search. And then whenever I take defense, I don't really care because I can make it back. For the most part, you can make it back on those accounts. You're 9, you're 10, you're 11. I mean, unless you're pushing for the record and you're at the very top. And even which, if you are, sometimes taking a defense isn't the best idea. But sometimes it's also not a bad idea if you can make enough of a gain between those to cover for your defenses. So you do have to figure it out. It's not just as easy as hitting next and attacking everything you see. Although sometimes it is. And there you see some of that good funneling with those Valks Jeez, if I can't get my words together today, I don't know. Dropping that drop spell, as you see, able to get it over both of those walls, and they had gone right in, took out that TownHall, kept going. And they're actually pretty OP, those Volks. Getting a lot of damage done. And getting right into that core, no distraction by the outside. And now some people ask about gems. Do you need gems to push or not? You don't actually need gems to push. If you're not using gems to push, when you're down a little bit lower, you're going to have to be a little more select about what attacks you take. Not always concerned with, of course, you never look at loot when it's big cups, you just take the big cups. But when it's low cups, you might want to look at loot, because you start taking too many low loot offers for not a lot of cups, then you don't make a lot of gain, and then you start running short on loot. But once you start getting up there, after you get like to that Champs 3 bonus, basically most of your attacks with the bonus added in start to cover, and then pretty soon you'll start noticing that it actually starts gaining. You'll get to the point like I was on my TownHall 9. I was never going to upgrade my heroes anymore after level 15, but I kept running out of room for Dark Elixir. So I just kept upgrading. I did my king 5 levels, and I thought, well, he's 20, I guess I should do my queen now. So I kept doing her and brought her up to level 20. And then I went to my king to 25, and then I thought, well, I really like my queen, and king only 5 more levels, he'll be maxed. So then I did my king, and then I had my queen 10 levels to do, which seemed like a long 10 levels, but eventually I got her upgraded too. And all that was farming up in basically champs, titans. Some people seem to think that farming is great down low, but I find all the bases you find, and they make me even happier, because number 1, they're giving me cups, number 2, they're giving me loot, and number 3, I usually make more than you, because when you find a 400,000-500,000 K raid down there, that's what you make. When I find a 400,000-500,000 K raid, I also add in another 300,000 K or 400,000 K. So it adds up. That loot bonus definitely adds up. It's almost like sometimes doing 2 raids in 1 attack. But it does come in handy a little bit to have some gems. I do like to boost my barracks, and just before I go into raid, I always put down my 2 heroes. As long as I remember. Sometimes I don't, and then you come out with 2 dead heroes, or, you know, pretty much dead heroes. Whereas if you just had to drop the gems on them when you first started, when you come out of your first raid, they'll be there ready to go. Everything else is already ready to go because it's cooked. So basically you just need your CC, make sure you reload all of your troops and spells, and you're ready to go right back in again. So that's where gem boosting does come in a bit handy. You don't have to gem boost the barracks obviously when you first go in, because you can't make any more troops than the ones that are sitting there. So it basically does you no good to gem that when you first start out. When you log on, you should have 2 armies ready to go, the army in your camps and the army in your barracks. Gem boost your heroes, hit next, start searching. Hopefully by the time you find a base, you might find one really quick, in which case you come out, your heroes aren't up yet, but hey, they were under double speed while you were searching. So that's the other thing some people don't remember or realize, that your heroes do heal while you're searching. It basically starts them off from scratch the second you start searching. So the longer you search, the more they will be healed when you come out. Other than that, I mean, once you start getting up there higher and higher, raids do space out further and further, to the point where, when you're talking 20 minutes, half an hour just to see one base, there's not really a need to have gem boost going on up there much anymore. So you'll find out as you get up higher, you don't need gems as much as maybe you did down lower. But again, with just a little patience and taking a little time, you will get there either way. So gems or no gems, that is the question. And we have, what, 5 minutes left? That's not bad. We've pretty much gotten through 20 minutes just yakking nonsense. only 5 minutes remaining. What can we talk about? We could talk about the update that's coming up in December. Most people know that it is one of the major updates usually of the year is in that December-January time. Some people have been talking the hype of, ooh, a TownHall 12 coming out. I don't know that Supercell is going to come out with a TownHall 12 yet for this aspect of it. I still think there are a lot of 11s out there that have a long way to max. To come out with 12 already might be jumping the gun a little bit soon. However, there is a couple other things that I would like to see and that some others would like to see and that there is talks about. And this is the 5K reset. It'd be nice to see that 5K reset raised to 6K and perhaps come out with another leak. Just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing that. And if they do come out with another league, can you not be like you were the first 2 new leagues you came out with? Could you make them different colors than the other badges in the game? That would be kind of cool. We don't need you to come out with a new Super Legends League and make it the same color as Champs. That's not appealing. And still waiting for this 50 members can join thing to be fixed. It would be nice that if there are 50 members in the clan, that at least you could still apply to join. It is possible, you know, Supercell, that somebody's just taken a space, or that nobody's noticed, or, you know, somebody's trying to get back in. And you can't get back in because every time you check, the damn clan's full. So that would be nice if you could fix that little 50 member glitch. Yeah, I would be a fan of that. What other update ideas they could have, I have no idea. Probably getting ready for Builder Hall 8, which I don't play Builder Hall. I don't know if a lot of you are playing that part of it, but I don't play that very much. I actually get annoyed with that part. When it first came out, yeah, it was cool. It was like Clash of Clans, or Clash Royale. When Clash Royale first came out, yeah, it was great. But then they just kept going and going and going, and now Clash Royale, jeez, I can't even keep up. They got more troops and more spells than I know what to do with. I am at like 34 or 3,500, which I used to think I'd feel proud of, but now I think they've got so many leagues in that game as well that I just can't keep up. But it's funny they'll do it over there, not over here. But that's also like the dropping a troop. I've been asking for at least 3 years now. Could you somehow fix the dropping a troop selection? Could you maybe make the first troop box a black box that has no troops selected? Could you just maybe make it no troops selected like they've done in Clash Royale? Or maybe they could have put up, you know, just a little safety screen, you know, a screen that we could see through over top of the raids, but the second you touched it, it would say, are you sure you want to initiate attack? And then you would hit, you know, yes in the center or something. That screen would peel away, and then you could drop your troops, right? Something, anything. It's been the same problem for 3 years. People hate dropping a troop, but yet it doesn't seem like anything's been done with it. They can say anything they want. It clearly can't be that hard to program into a game to not select a troop in the box, or to make a little black box in replace of the first troop if you just can't do that, or to simply just have it like you do on Clash Royale and have no troop selected at all. So the programming is there. It just doesn't seem to get done. But that's the big one. That one I'd like to see fixed. I'd like to see that fixed. No more drop troops. And I'd like to see the 50-member clan thing dealt with so that at least others can request. Maybe 5 requests is good enough, like they have it. You know, after 5, it doesn't let anybody else apply. But for sure, when there's 50 members, it is annoying. You know, I'll see a clan, I'll be like, oh, I gotta go talk to somebody over here. And I know they have extra spots, and they'll kick a guy, you know, to bring in another guy, or they'll kick one of their minis, but you can't even apply because the clan's at 50, so it just won't let you. So I don't know, it used to be better than that, but it would be nice to see that go back to the old way. And we do have snow where I live. Lots of snow already, actually too much snow. It started snowing on Halloween, so yeah, wasn't very happy about that. Welcome to Saskatchewan, Canada. And that's it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching. If you want to be on my friends list, ZaiZoe2 friends list, Facebook at ZaiZoe Gaming. Hit me up on Instagram at ZaiZoe Gaming. Check out Still Under Construction ZaiZoe.com and sponsor contact ZaiZoe at Gmail. I'm out. Peace.